Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of For Such a Time as This, a podcast about calling, timing, and trusting God in the season that you're actually in, not just the one you hope to be in. My name's Bethany, and I'm your host. This season is our second season. It's called Single and Set Apart. So I'm talking to Christian singles or people that were single kind of later in life but aren't single anymore. And I'm super excited for what you guys might learn in this season. So let's just sit back, relax, and see what God might have for you in this episode. Hi, guys. I am here with my friend Javelle. Hi. We are super excited for this first episode of a new season. So Single and Set Apart.
No, that's right.
Oh, so excited. I'm so excited too. All right, girl, let's just start at the beginning. Tell us about your singleness journey, where you are now, how you got here.
Okay, so in my adult life, I've never been in a serious relationship. So from high school, I think high school, my senior year was the first time I've ever been in a relationship. But we're in high school, so I don't really count it. But that was my first time my heart was really truly broken. From just a breakup. We just broke up and my heart was oh, can't take it. But in my adult life, I've had my fair share of situationships that don't, work out ever. Which I am thankful for. Of course, in the moment it hurts, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't know what it's like to be in a relationship as an adult.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old are you now?
I'm 26.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you think is the hardest part about being single?
I think the hardest part is sometimes that battle that you have in your mind, where if you see other people with what you want, or you look at yourself one day, the enemy tries to tell you oh, this is why you're single. Just kind of replacing those thoughts with truth, and also being okay, happy for the person. That's hard. Sometimes it's hard when you are wanting what they have.
For sure.
But I've listened to a podcast recently, and she was talking about slow burn. And I'm wondering if that's what that word is for my singleness season. This is just a slow burn. It's burning, something's happening, but it's slow. So even seeing other people, telling myself, I am happy for them. I am happy for them. It does hurt a little bit, but we should be sharing the joy with other people.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think just kind of replacing those thoughts that I have and constantly fighting the enemy in my mind, oh, this is why you're single, this, that. And I'm okay, no, that's not what it is. That's the hardest part for me, I would say.
For me, sometimes, even though I will, you're right, if we do want to be happy for everyone else. But sometimes I'm okay, but I need a break. Yes, that's why I take a social media break every once in a while. Because I went through a time, the end of last year, where it seemed every time I opened my social media, LinkedIn, first thing that popped up was oh, this person's in a relationship. This person got engaged. This person got married.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I think I was I'm happy for you, but I'm not really happy for you. So I need to stop looking at this because I'm at a place where I'm not happy for you. I'm just getting jealous.
Yes.
Seeing it over and over again.
Yeah. And I think that was kind of how it was for me. I wasn't seeing other people that I knew. More so on my explore page, it would just be I decree and declare that this is the time, this is the year that you're gonna find your man and all this stuff. And I just would keep seeing videos like that. And it really just goes to show that the enemy can infiltrate your social media too. Because I would scroll and it would be really discouraging.
Yeah.
You keep saying this is my year, this is my time. This is why we also need to not listen to social media prophets all the time. But if you keep seeing it over and over and over again, and that's not what's happening in your life, that's really hard. Like, it's very hard to like, oh, I have hope, and oh, this is my time, this is my time. But really, we don't know when our time is. So, yeah, I would be jealous too. Like, I would see if I would see my friends, I used to be in a group chat with my friends, and we talk about like, oh, my boyfriend and I are doing this. I'm like, your boyfriend. I'm like, God, my phone is dry. Nobody is texting me. And yeah, like I would be like annoyed. I don't want to talk about this because I don't experience the same thing that you're experiencing right now. And like I had to do a little heart check. Like it's not fair to them when they want to share these exciting things that they're experiencing. Yeah. They want to have that person that's going to listen. And like being the one who encourages everyone, when you're like feeling discouraged about the one thing, it's like kind of hard to pour into them. But that's when I kind of have to ask the Lord, like, okay, I'm not feeling it right now. I need you to kind of replace what I'm feeling in my heart with joy, something. Give me some joy for this person, because really I truly am happy for them. But
yeah, exactly.
My inner thoughts and my inner feelings are like kind of taking over, and that's not fun.
Yeah, not fun now. Somebody told me recently, I don't remember who, but I was talking to somebody about like singleness and was telling them how like my TikTok in particular and was like just like gorgeous Christian single men, or like people talking about their relationships, or like this is your time to like not be single anymore. And I was like, like once you get on that side of TikTok, like, oh, Enriquez, yeah, that and that and that. And she was like, well, why don't you switch your algorithm? Like start like searching for things that you want to see, and then like search it in the search bar, find what you want to watch, click like on it, search for something else just like that, click like on it, and then maybe it'll reset your algorithm. I know, right? And then I really thought I'd think of that.
Like, this is just what they want me to see. Somebody has to watch it. That's wow. I'm sitting here torturing myself.
I know. I was like, when I could change it, great, I could do that.
Well, when I get back on Instagram, hopefully my algorithm completely has changed. It's like a reset. Yeah. Hopefully. But if not, I will do that. Yeah, that's smart. That's really smart.
How do you think you balance like the strong desire of wanting to be married or be in a relationship with like the contentment of being where you are right now?
Ooh, okay. So this is like new for me. I like, even when I first started my journey, like I feel like I made relationships an idol. Like even before it, I wanted to be in a relationship so bad. And my best friend told me one time, it really hurt my feelings, but like I needed to hear it. People know when you want to be in a relationship, and sometimes they use that against you because they'll like almost prey on you. Like, oh, I can say this to her and yeah, it'll hook her in.
Yeah.
And when she said that to me, it really hurt my feelings and I was really mad. But then like I had to really take a moment to be like, oh, I do kind of put out that I want to be in a relationship so bad, and people are starting to use it against me. And then when I, recommitted my life to Christ and I started coming to church again, I was like, okay, well, maybe I can find the man of God. Find him. Girl, my focus was still not on Jesus. So, I mean, it was like Jesus was there, but like also I'm like, okay, let me like dress up. So, yeah, somebody will notice me. Like, but that's not really what it's about. And I think the way that I balanced the desire, because the desire is still there. Like, that doesn't just go away. But one thing that Pastor Zai said, she was like, he doesn't give us these desires to like torture us. Mm-hmm. So even though like the waiting sometimes can feel like, oh, really annoying, like, oh man, I just want this to happen now. I've found contentment in just knowing that his timing is way better than mine. The situationships that I was in before and I wanted them to work out so badly, I'm thankful now that they didn't, because, nothing against the people, but I know that I wouldn't be happy. And I also think that the Lord right now is kind of just setting me apart and hiding me in a way, because there's no action happening. People, there's no action happening. Like, my phone is dry. But really it's not dry because I have my girl that I talk to, but like as far as men, sorry, nobody is hitting my phone, which is okay. I think that the Lord wants to make this next time perfect, and I have to wait for that. Yeah, I got it. And I'm okay with that because I don't think that I want to have to go through the hurt again. I don't want to have to go through the hope of like, oh, I really hope this works out, and it doesn't. So I think that the Lord is really saving me, like he's really in this time helping me get closer to him, bringing me community. And that's really kind of been filling the void of like, oh, I want a man, I want this. But like, really, I have sisters that I can lean on. And I'm like, my relationship with the Lord is blossoming into something so beautiful that like being in a relationship is still there, but it's like on the back burner for me. And I think it's really because I think this next time, I really have full faith that the next time I get into a relationship will be the last time, and I'll get married. So,
I'm okay. Yeah, that's good. I think I'm kind of in the same place. And like, before I came to Union for church, so like even last year, I was not one that had like a whole bunch of girlfriends. I'm more of the type, usually, of like girls are a bunch of drama. Sometimes, that's what I'm used to. So I think coming to Union has helped me a lot in that way. I've like found such a good sisterhood in like you and all the other girls we hang out with. And it's like mind blowing for me, girl.
I like that was the scariest thing for me was like leaving I'm not necessarily leaving my friends, but when you start getting serious about the Lord, your community has to change. Yeah, that was scary for me. And I was like, God, you got to bring me some people because I need people in this time. I need people always. Like, I think I'm a pretty sociable person. But with girls, like I try not to I try to keep my circles small because I don't want the drama.
Yeah.
But like I don't feel that. Yeah, there's no drama. There is no, it's just fun. We love each other. And we love the Lord. And that's why it's so much fun.
Exactly. And it's like so helpful to have those kind of relationships, especially in a time where you don't have like a significant other type of relationship, to have so many girlfriends. Because, yeah.
That's why I think the importance of godly community is like so there. Like we need to have people that we commune with. We need to have people that we can talk about how we feel with without being judged and without people saying like, oh, your time is coming, your time is coming. We know that. Like we know our time is coming, but I need you to listen.
Yeah.
And I need you to encourage me. That's why we have each other.
Right.
And being able to encourage each other with like scripture backing it and with truth backing it has been like really helpful for me. Like I think I was kind of like holding on to my own understanding before, and now I'm like, whatever, the Lord knows what he's doing. So I'm just here.
Right.
I'm just here.
Do you have like pressure from anyone, like family and different friends, like people in the church even, or anything that's like, Javelle, when are you going to get in a relationship? Javelle, when are you going to get married?
So not at the church. That has not come up yet. And I hope it doesn't. Right. But so I'm the oldest in my family. I have 4 brothers and 1 sister. And my brothers are, except for one of them, they're like all in relationships. And so when I go to, and they've been in these relationships like a long time. My one brother, Jaden, I think he's been with his girlfriend for like, I don't know, since they were in high school, like maybe beginning of high school, middle school, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time. You stop counting after. And so like we'll go to my dad's house for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Yeah, I'll be like the only one there who's not had a significant other. Like even my brother Jason, he's not with anyone right now, but he has his son. So he has like something, someone. And like I'm just like the older sister, the auntie, the single auntie. And like, there's this thing going around where people are like, oh, I want to be the rich single auntie. No, I don't want to be the rich single auntie. I want to be the auntie who is married and who sets an example for her family. So sometimes I'll like feel pressure from just seeing that happen, and I'm like not there. And my Nana sometimes she'll be like, "You're not talking to anybody? Like, want to have a boyfriend or anything?" And I'm like, "Girl, no, I don't." And sometimes I can sting a little bit. Like other people are noticing, like these are happening for people around you, but not for you. And you're like, okay, like I'm just here. Even though like I don't know, I dream, oh, one day, like we're gonna go to Thanksgiving, I'm gonna have somebody, and I get to introduce him to my dad, probably before then. Probably before then. But like we get to play family games together and matching pajamas, all these things. But like, yeah, sometimes my Nana will ask me about it, and I'll be like, girl, I need you to pray about it because it ain't happening right now. All right. So yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily feel like pressure like I have to be married right now. I need to be in a relationship right now, but like I do feel like I'm the one who is going to change the trajectory of my family. Um there's like a lot of brokenness in my family when it comes to relationships and what I've witnessed growing up too. So, I really do feel it in my spirit that I'm the one who's going to be like, no, this is what a healthy family looks like. This is what a family who's rooted in Christ looks like. And sometimes I do feel a little bit of pressure, like, oh, this is another year. I'm still single. But I think the story that the Lord is creating, my love story, is just going to get so beautiful. And there's going to be no denial that he's the one who did it.
Right, exactly. I think the longer you wait, the more beautiful your story will be, but also the more evident it'll be that like the Lord put it together.
Yeah, because he does things for his glory. And that's what I want. I want a story that edifies him, not just me. And I do want to be like loved, and I do want to feel that like, I do want to be in love and have a beautiful love story, but also I have a beautiful love story right now, right? And that's my love story with the Lord. So it's okay.
I've been like lately trying to figure out like how to pray in regards to it. You know what I mean? Because I will find myself praying like, Lord, bring me my husband. But then I'll be like, I imagine the Lord up there like, okay, you want him now? He's not ready. You sure? And then he'd be like, yeah, just give him to me. And then he gives him to me and it falls apart because my husband wasn't ready. So I'm like, I guess I should be praying for like the Lord to prepare me while I'm waiting, the Lord to prepare my husband while I'm waiting, and when we're ready.
Yes, that's what I pray. And you know how my conversations with God are very like how I'm talking to you and how I talk to my friends. So I'll be like, Lord, I don't know who he is, okay? It's just, I don't know who he is, but I pray that he is seeking you as much as probably more than I'm seeking you in this moment, because I want him to be someone who can lead me. But I pray that you are preparing him as much as you are preparing me. I don't even know what you're doing right now to prepare me for him. And I'm sure he don't know either. But we know that you are like knitting, like both of us are praying for each other right now, which I think is so cool. Like that is so cool. Like we are both praying for each other and we don't even know it. And so, yeah, like I just tell them, I'm like, God, I know you're doing something. Sorry. I know you're doing something. I don't know what you're doing, but I trust you and I'm excited for what you have. And I'm okay with waiting because if it's gonna be as good as I feel it's gonna be, then it's okay for me to wait a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'd rather be better. Hey, you guys, it's me again. Don't worry, I'll be right back with our guests. I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you so much for spending time with us today. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Let's sit and think about what might have been said that can relate to your life today. And if you're enjoying it, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, comment, all the things. You can find us on YouTube for Such Time as This with Bethany Garner, or you can find us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. All right, let's get back to them.
I feel like, honestly, right now, if he were to send me my person, not that I would like mess it up or anything, because like I said, his timing is perfect. But like, I think I have a lot more than I want to do single. Like, I want my relationship with the Lord to be like so okay. Um, like, I'm really like hungry for him right now, and I think that's also something that's helped me like be content in the waiting.
Yeah.
I want to have like this super deep relationship with the Lord, and I want to seek him more than I ever have. And that's what my focus has been. Not that I don't really put myself out there for people, because I don't think that's the season I'm in right now. Yeah, like I'm not opposed to it. Like, if somebody comes and talks to me, hey,
Right.
what's up? But like, I'm not like putting myself out there, because I think right now it's just me and the Lord right now.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. What do you think is something like in particular that the Lord has like taught you in this season or has changed in you in this season?
So if you knew me before, I was like the most insecure person. I had been through like a lot of things. I was like really depressed and all the things. So, I think the Lord is teaching me how to love myself. And it's a journey. Like, it is a journey, because I think, I think this is this is a stronghold that the enemy has had on me for a really long time. Just the negative self-talk and the insecurity and all the things, the rejection and all those. Like, that's been something that's really, really, really been hard for me.
Yeah.
And so I think in this season, the Lord is just teaching me, like, I have created you perfectly. Like, I made no mistakes. So the fact that you get sad over small things, I'm going to use that. The fact that you love people so deeply, I'm going to use that. Things that like I used to not like, he's teaching me to really love about myself.
Yeah.
And it is a process, and it's a constant, like, don't say that to me, enemy. You don't have that. It's that you have no authority over my thoughts. In just replacing my thoughts or the thoughts that are sometimes running through my head with truth. And that's a daily thing. And, I think in this season, that is what the Lord is teaching me to do, because when you can't, no, I don't think that I'm going to be perfect by the time I get married. I'll never be perfect. I'll still deal with some things, but what you don't deal with now while you're single is going to show up in your marriage. And, marriage, you can't run away, right? It's a covenant. Yeah. Like, it is, I want my marriage to be done, final. So, of course, there are going to be things that my husband or I are going to have to walk through whenever that time comes. But like, I don't want to be carrying all the things that I'm still healing from into the marriage. So then it shows up later. Yeah, you got to go to therapy, all the things, which, I'm not opposed to. But all right, I don't want to go in completely unhealed. I think there has to be some healing done before I can get into a relationship again.
Yeah, that's a really good mindset to have. Do you have specific like scriptures or thoughts that you like use to replace?
Yeah. So when I get like weary in the waiting, I brought my Bible, y'all. So let me read it to y'all. And I have it bookmarked. So this is Ecclesiastes 3. There's a couple of verses. So verse 1 says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven." And I love the part where it says under heaven, because we pray the prayer every day, let your will be done. on earth as it already is in heaven. So there's a time for everything. So if I get weary of my waiting, I can be like, you know what, Lord, there's a time for everything. There's a time, like if you read, I would suggest reading this chapter. It's really good, chapter 3. But it says like there's a time to be born and a time to die. Like it just says that there's a time for everything.
Yeah.
And then if you go down to verse 11, it says, yet God made everything beautiful for its own time. So everything that you go through is there's some beauty in it, and there's beauty in the waiting season too.
Yeah.
So and then I think there's when we go to 12, it says, so I concluded there's nothing better than to be happy and enjoy ourselves as long as we can. So instead of growing weary in my waiting season, I could just be happy about what God is doing right now. Like for example, having community, having friends, and things that happen at church, and me being excited to just be in the presence of the Lord, and being excited to meet my people and talk about God. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much beauty within the waiting season. And I think I heard someone say one time, like, even when you're single, like you don't have to go home and feed the kids and cook dinner for the husband. You can get up and you can go. You can go to this worship night.
Exactly.
You can go to this you can go to Catalyst. You can stay until whenever they start kicking people out. It's not like you have people to go home to.
Yeah.
So take this time to really focus on God. And when you focus on God and you keep your focus on Him, like you'll kind of, the desire does not go away, but
Right.
it kind of goes like,
On the back.
yeah, you're like, oh, I forgot. I forgot that I'm still like, I mean, it's like something I do pray for every night, but it's like the last thing.
Right.
I was like, also God, yeah. Like my focus is on something completely different, and I'm more hungry for the Lord than I am for a relationship at this point.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
How are you navigating like the dating world right now at all, if you are at all?
Girl. I'm not navigating. I forget. My GPS is turned off.
I love that analogy.
I just thank you, Jesus. That came straight from Him. Yeah, my GPS is turned off. I'm not navigating anything. I'm not opposed to it, but I also I don't know. I'm gonna go to singles night. I'm excited. I'm excited for the relationship series coming up too.
Me too.
It's like I'm not on dating apps. I'm not talking to people. Like, I don't know. I also play kind of really awkward too. I have to get, you wouldn't think so, but I don't know. Girl, I'm like awkward with approaching like guys. Like, I don't know how to do that. So, like, if they're not talking to me, I'm not talking to them, which is something that I probably should like step out of my comfort zone in, but like, I don't know.
The Lord also knows that about you.
Yes,
I feel like
that's what I'm like.
yeah. I feel like he'd send you someone that you don't have
Yeah,
to go out of your comfort.
exactly.
Yeah.
I remember Pastor Steven said one time, like he was like, "Don't expect, your husband or your wife to just show up like an Amazon package," and I'm like, "But like, can that happen?" Or like, I don't want to have to not that I don't want to have to go outside, and I don't want to have to be like in the wild. That's what people say nowadays, like in the wild talking to people. I just think that the way that it's gonna work for me, I think He's gonna come to me and He'll initiate the conversation because, like you said,
Yeah.
God knows that I'm a little bit like scared, just something.
Or he'll give you the courage when the time comes. One or the other.
I feel like when the time comes, I'm gonna know.
Yeah.
And then there'll be no I've heard stories of people. Okay, I watch like Jackie Hill Perry and Preston Perry all the time, and when Preston was telling his love story, how he him up a check, he was like, the Lord told him that's gonna be your wife. And I'm like, that's how it's gonna happen for me. He's gonna tell him, and then I'm gonna also have like a feeling, and then it'll work that way.
Yeah. I've heard other stories like that. So I mean, definitely.
Like, I think when the Lord does it, like he'll make it work for the personalities of the people that so I'm not one who's gonna go out and be like, hi, what's your name? I like your outfit. Like, I'm probably not gonna do that. Sometimes I may, like, if somebody's walking past, I'm like, oh, you smell good, but like, I don't know, I'm not really like that person who puts themselves out there like that. Even before, yeah, I was not like that. Like, people would have to come to me and I would be like, okay. But yeah, I'm not like I'm not bitch. Yeah, this is the only way I can explain it.
Is there like, well, if that's your personality, you might not have much of a like a confusion in the area. I have confusion of like some people are like put yourself out there, and other people are like just wait, or some people are like, when you stop looking,
Oh, I hate
also it's cliche saying that I'm like you will see that. Everybody says different things though. Some people are like, you gotta look, you gotta be out there, like, yeah, do things, and some people are like, they'll come along. Which is it?
So I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I've had that feeling too. I really do not like when people say like, "Oh, when you stop looking, he'll come." Okay, like, sure. Even though, like, low key, that's kind of what I'm saying because I'm not looking.
Right.
But like, also, no, I'm not like, oh, I'm just gonna. There's been a season where I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna look. Like, I'm just not gonna look, and then people will come. Girl, that does not work like that. It does not work like that.
But then, so like, I'll go through that season. Okay, I'm just not gonna look, and I don't look. But then I come back to people, and I'm like, I went through a season of not looking, and nothing happened. They're like, well, you have to like not even want it, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't. Want me to expect me to like just not even want it?
I don't know. I don't understand why people say that. I still like when you talk about relationships to other people, and they're like, you also have to talk to people. One, you have to talk right. Yeah, you have to talk to the right people. Yeah, do you want to talk to people who are in relationships and you can kind of learn from them? Yeah. But like, also single people who
understand.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily want to be talking to the people that got married when they were 19, 20 years old, and they're right. It'll happen when you least expect it. You were 19 years old.
Yeah. I'm like, or you don't want to talk to people who, like, it seems like it comes easy for them. Like, yeah, will like flock to them because they're like, like, I used to go through this with my best friend, and I never really told her this because I was like, I don't want it to seem like I'm like jealous of her or anything, because I'm not. But like, when we would be out with each other, now this was before the BC days. When we'd be out with each other, like, people would kind of flock to her and be like, oh, hey, you're so pretty, all these things. And then I would just kind of be like, and then like, if you ask for advice or you talk about how you feel, if they've never been in your shoes, like, right, I'm not I'm not the one that people like flock to.
Exactly.
So I'm like, girl, like, I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand. But like, right. It took me kind of telling her, like, I think that sometimes I feel like I'm on the back burner sometimes. And that helped. It helps. Like, it helps when people know how you feel. Like, if they can put themselves in your shoes, then the advice like helps. But if they don't know, that's why you have to talk to the right people. They'll tell you, oh, put yourself on the dating apps, do this, do that. And like, I've heard that before too, but I've tried the dating apps. I don't like them. I've like tried to talk to people. Like, I've tried to put myself out there, and I'm awkward when that happens, and I don't like that. So, like,
that's fair. Yeah, when I've done it, it's been like, oh, they actually have a girlfriend, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Girl, that's the worst. That's the worst. You like, dang, a girlfriend? Okay. Oh, I tried.
Right.
Well, I tried. Yeah.
But I also think that's why I was like pretty selective when I picked like who was going to be on this season. Is like people that I think can like really speak into the singleness season.
Yeah. And I also want to say too, like, this is something that is still being kind of worked on in me. I like worry about like, oh, my past, like I don't think anybody's going to want to be with me because of who I was before.
Yeah.
But then you have to remind yourself there's no condemnation for those of us who are in Christ, and the Lord knows your past, and He'll have someone like created specifically for you. I think that's one of the beautiful things about marriage is that when you are creating this, when you're in this covenant with someone else, and the Lord did it, like you're literally created for each other. So I think that that's really encouraging too. And it is something that I have to tell myself often.
Yeah.
But it's encouraging to know that there is someone who is literally like braced for all of this.
Right.
All of the things. So yeah.
Do you think, when I ask this question, let me preface it with like not our church, but just the church in general, like the American church.
Right.
Do you think there's something that the church like could be doing better or differently for singles?
I think we should embrace the singleness more. Like I think there's we everybody wants to be married, right? Like they're in church, people are married. Like almost every like is like married, or they're in a relationship. They're in a relationship to be married. I think they make it like which it should be the end goal. There should be goal. It should be a goal, right? But like, I think we should really celebrate the single people.
Yeah.
And let them know like you're being used in a way that married people cannot be used.
Yeah.
And like I think we need to kind of like encourage the single people too, because I think if you are in a place where everybody's getting married and they talk about like, oh, my wife this, my husband that, oh, my kids, and there's like, of course it's important. That's how things should be. But I think that there's a power that single people have that married people don't, and we fail to like use that.
Yeah.
I think Brenda Pulver said that one time here. She was like, I'm single. Dude, and I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
And I can go speak here. I can go do this. Like I think I said this earlier. Like we literally don't have any limitations.
Right. Go do
Jennifer. Right. And we can speak to like really the world, the people that we need to reach, and the people that we need to bring to the Lord. Like there are single people who are not married and who are out there in situationships, and
that's true.
like a lot of the people that we need to bring back to the Lord are people who are just like us, who have came like where we came from.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that we should use that. I think the church should use that because it would really bring a lot more people in. And of course, married people can minister to married people, and married people can minister to single people. But I think that
it's different.
It's different when you have someone who is going through the same thing as you, on like being able to speak to the masses. Like it's really inspiring, and it makes you feel like, oh, like there's nothing wrong with me because I'm not married. I can still like have a call of my life, even though I'm like not married. So yeah, I think that's what the church can do.
Yeah, that's good.
Use the single people.
What is wrap up question for you? What is one thing that you would say to someone that's in a similar season to you as like a piece of encouragement?
Girl or boy. I would say, you know, really just take this time to seek the Lord. Find out what your gifts are, find out why he made you. Um, like take the time to really fall in love with God. Um, and your time will come. Like there's a time for everything. There is a time for literally everything. So in this time, it's not time for you to be married by now. And that's okay. You can use this time to grow your relationship with the Lord so that whenever you get married, that he is like the center and you have two people who are praying for each other, who can pray for other people, who are covering their families. Like I think that it's really a time of preparation or so. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Javel. Oh, so good. I love having you on. Thanks for coming.
Of course, thank you for having me. Cheers. This was fun. Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much for spending time with us today. I really loved having you here. If you liked this episode, make sure you share it with someone you know. I'd also love if you guys would comment any questions you might have that we can answer on future episodes. Remember that each one of you was born for such a time as this. Until next time, bye!